Thinking about buying a franchise? Then the How to Buy a Franchise show is just for you. Here's your host, Dr. John Hayes.
Hi, this is John Hayes with the How to Buy a Franchise show. I blog at howtobuyafranchise.com. Thanks for tuning into the show. Jason Parker, who is the co-founder and co-CEO of a high-end dog daycare provider, is going to be my guest here in a moment. I'm going to interview him about his franchise concept, find out what that's all about, and find out if you might have an interest in that concept as well. Jason, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
The name of your franchise
is called Canine Resorts, Daycare, and Luxury Hotel.
Okay, it's a mouthful, right?
It is.
But Canine Resorts is a good way to refer to it.
Yes.
So, here we are, and it's high-end, right?
We're a luxury, high-end pet care franchise.
Okay, and how is it luxury? What are pets getting that are luxurious?
So there's a lot of different things, but it all starts with the materials inside the facility. So everything from the floor to the ventilation system is all hospital grade, so we can keep that nice and clean and fresh. We also offer cage-free dog boarding, so it's very different from a traditional dog boarding facility where each dog in our facility will get their own private room or suite.
Wow, so it is luxurious.
It is.
How about the food? Is it whatever they normally eat, or do you...
So we can take their normal diet from home, or we serve a house diet, which is a Blue Buffalo blend.
Okay, and where are you based?
So our base is New Jersey. We have several franchise locations in New Jersey. Also, we have Pennsylvania, and we're in development in Colorado and North Carolina.
Okay, so total, how many franchises at this point?
11 units, 10 franchise, 1 corporate-owned location.
And when did you start franchising?
We started franchising in 2011.
Okay.
We opened Canine Resorts, the first location, in 2005, worked out all the kinks, set up the model to franchise, launched the franchise in 2011, sold a bunch of units, opened a bunch of units, and then in 2016 partnered up with a private equity firm, got a multi-million-dollar investment to take the company nationwide.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, so now you're looking to expand across America.
We are.
Yeah. And are you looking internationally as well, or is...
Not at this time.
Yeah.
In order for us to consider an international deal, it would have to be with someone who wanted to buy either a country or to have multiple units in one area.
Okay. So the investment in one of your franchises is how much?
It ranges from about $850,000 to $1.2 million. That's an all-in number. The majority of that investment is going towards building out the luxury hotel. So we typically take a building, completely remodel it, bring it all down to concrete walls and concrete floors, and then start from scratch. What's also covered in that investment is going to be the franchise fee. It's going to be equipment for the cages and things of that nature, and also working capital so that you have enough funding to ramp up your business.
Okay. And you're the co-founder.
I am.
Who did you co-found with?
My brother, Stephen Parker, is my partner,
all right.
And we co-founded the business together.
And you're both CEOs of the company then?
Correct.
How does that work? Do you work on one end of the business, he works on another end of the business?
That's correct. He focuses really on operations and real estate. I focus on sales and finance. And then we, obviously communicate a lot throughout the day, run things by each other, and really have a good teamwork set up.
Yeah. So if it's, let's say, $1 million investment to open a canine resort,
yes,
the people are getting financing to do this, your franchisees.
That's correct. So typically our franchise owners will go through the SBA. So we have preferred lenders that are SBA lenders. So they would typically put between 25 and 30% down. They'd have to be a homeowner and meet some other certain criteria. And then the banks will finance us roughly 70 to 75%. Okay.
And how about where are you getting customers? How quickly does that happen? Once you open a unit, you do some initial marketing, or is it...
We do. So we do a very nice grand opening plan. We have a marketing agency in place that works with our current franchisees and our new franchisees. They've tested what works and what doesn't work, so that when you're a new franchise owner and you're opening up, you can spend your money as best as possible, and you're not wasting any of that advertising dollars. So we have a nice plan. We put on a great grand opening event where it's open to the public. People can come, visit, tour the facility, and then the marketing starts before you open and continues all throughout the life of your business.
And do you How much of a royalty do franchisees pay?
So they'll pay a 6% royalty
Okay.
and a $49,500 franchise fee.
Right, and do you have an item 19 in your disclosure document?
We sure do.
And what
It's
is that?
So the item 19 is a very detailed section of our disclosure document that talks about the financial performance of both our corporate unit and our franchise units. It's very detailed. It shows them a lot of information specifically on what their rent should look like, what their payroll costs are. So it really helps a prospect put together a solid model or business plan to decide if owning a canine resort is the right thing for them.
Okay. And what kind of money are people making in the item 19, which the item 19 is the financial disclosure section of a disclosure document. Not every franchisor fills out an item 19, and they're not required to have an item 19 in their disclosure, but Canine Resorts does. So what kind of money would I be looking at making if I become a franchisee?
So for our current 2017 FDD, we list our 2016 revenue numbers, January 1st to December 31st. The average of our franchise locations, which are 7,000 square feet, show an EBITDA of $350,000, and our affiliate unit shows an EBITDA of $760,000. One may ask, why is there such a difference between franchise and corporate? And it's because it takes, in our opinion, it takes an average franchise unit 5 years to hit a mature level. Right now, our longest franchise has only been open for 4 years, and we have about 3.5 years of data listed in that item 19. So every year, the revenues and the EBITDA are growing at double-digit numbers.
So you've been watching that from year to year, and your oldest franchisee is aware that these numbers are being enhanced fairly at a rapid rate.
Yes.
Year after year.
Exactly, and it's also the average of our franchises. So there's franchises that have been open for 3 or 4 years. There's franchises in there that have maybe only be open for 2, so that's going to affect the average.
So ideally, who do you want as a franchisee?
We want someone who is passionate for owning their own business, obviously that is passionate for pets, and someone who's willing to follow a proven system. I think has been in franchising for a while. That's the key to any success when you're looking to buy a franchise. You go to a franchise when you want the playbook on how to open up a certain business, and that's why you're buying a franchise, and that's why you're paying a franchise fee. So we want someone who's not going to reinvent the wheel. We want someone who's going to follow the playbook, do what we teach, and is therefore should be successful.
Yeah, very good. Canine Resorts, maybe the place for your pet, but better yet, maybe the place for you to become a franchisee. I'm John Hayes. We're at the International Franchise Expo in New York City. This event occurs every June, usually Father's Day weekend. You can go to ifeinfo.com for information about the next expo and other expos like this that occur across the United States. I blog at howtobuy-a-franchise.com. Please look for other interviews on the How to Buy a Franchise show. And in the fall of 2017, watch for my new book, 12 Amazing Franchise Opportunities. I'm sure it's going to be a bestseller on Amazon, as was the last one. 12 different franchisors get the opportunity to tell you all about their franchise and why you might like to become one of their franchisees.
Thank you for listening to How to Buy a Franchise Show. If you want immediate assistance, visit howtobuyafranchise.com to contact Dr. John Hayes for a free consultation.